Tuesday, June 4, we have lots to tell you today. In our first story, officials of the National Industrial and Commercial Investments Limited (NISIL) are hopeful that the privatization of the Rose Hall Sugar Estate is finalized by July.
Head of NISIL's Special Purpose Unit, Colvin Heath London, on Monday during a press conference in the agency's boardroom, stated that Rose Hall has received most of the interest among the three estates which are slated for privatization.
Out of the three estates, Rose Hall has received most of the interest. And on the backdrop of that, out of the three companies that are interested in Rose Hall, Pricewaterhouse is basically finalizing discussions with one of the companies. Those discussions, as I would say, are at a delicate stage. I would not be able to tell you the name of the company, but what I would be able to tell you is that the company is a joint Indian-Ghanaian consortium, and they're the front runners for Rose Hall Estate.
The SPU head told the media that one of the agency's mandates is to ensure that the estates are properly maintained so that they can be sold at an acceptable rate. Managing Director of PricewaterhouseCoopers, Wilfred Bagaloo, explained that the process is progressing quite nicely. He, however, noted that due to the limited information provided by the Guyana Sugar Corporation, there have been some setbacks.
The challenges require anchors primarily around information that we need from GuySuco. Financial information for each of the estate. To date, I have not received that. Nevertheless, we have proceeded with our work. So my last request of Cabinet was dated the 14th of May. Just reminding them that I still need that information. Coming back to privatization, I'm hoping by the end of July we can make an announcement.
It was noted that while 4,000 hectares of land are available at the Rose Hall Estate, 15 to 20 acres around the factory would be sold and the remaining land would be leased to the investors. For InfoHub, Anara Khan.
Prime Minister Moses Nagamutu on Monday evening addressed the New York diaspora at a youth symposium and launch of the New York chapter of Move On Guyana Incorporated. The event was held under the theme Our Youth Moving Guyana Forward to Modern Development and was hosted at God's Battalion of Prayer Church, Brooklyn, New York.
Prime Minister Nagamutu, during his remarks, updated the diaspora on achievements by the government while stressing the importance of youth to Guyana's future.
We must balance youth with maturity and experience, or inject into youth the qualities of experience and maturity. And so when they begin to run things, they are running things with youth as their age and wisdom as their guide. That is what we want for the future.
The Prime Minister also updated the gathering on the December 21, 2018 vote, noting government's commitment to respect the decision of the Caribbean Court of Justice.
It is eventually decided with a commitment by the President that we respect the rule of law and that we will abide by the decision of the Parliament until such a time as the Court interprets the Constitution. We are going to complete our term, and we are going to be successful in the second term.
Highlighting some of the achievements by the government, Prime Minister Nagamutu noted the recent regional outreaches have been assisting the government in alleviating some of the issues the citizens have been facing. He also made mention of the infrastructural developments taking place across Guyana, such as the Kitty Roundabout, the Supernam Stelling, and the Bartica Boardwalk.
So you have a good thing going in Guyana, and you have to claim credit because you have been part and parcel of this movement for change. We will have to keep our eyes open for Guyana and be vigilant. But for now, I believe we are in safe and clean hands.
Also attending the event were members of the diplomatic corps, including Guyana's ambassador to the United Nations, Michael Tenpow, and Consul General to New York City, Barbara Attlee, among others. For InfoHub, Rebecca Ganesh.
Setting the record straight, Commissioner of Police Leslie James has made it clear that there is no increase in crime.
To date, compared with last year, with the corresponding period, we are operating at a minus 2.7%. I wish to advise very, very clearly, there is no upsurge in crime in the state of Guyana.
The Commissioner of Police, Leslie James, he noted that statistics reported by the police are based entirely on reported crimes. However, the top cop said he was aware of a few sensational crimes reported in the media that raised the eyebrows of citizens. This is something he warned the police force takes seriously.
As the premier law enforcement body in the state, we are concerned whenever there is any singular occurrence of any crime. But I wish to assure the populace, and by extension, visitors to the state of Guyana and our residents abroad within the diaspora, that crime is not on the increase in our state.
Commissioner James pointed out that there is a strategic plan that began this year up to 2022, along with a police reform board focused on curbing crime. The commissioner stressed that all crime statistics from the Guyana Police Force are based on reported crimes. With that, he urges everyone to make a report whenever a crime is committed so that the force can have a clear understanding of the country's crime situation. Isaiah Braffett for InfoHub.
The Civil Defense Commission CDC is currently investigating an eruption of natural gas in Kumaka, Barima, Waini. In a Facebook post, CDC's Director General, Lieutenant Colonel Kester Craig, stated that the National Emergency Monitoring System is currently monitoring the situation. The Guyana Water Incorporated, the Environmental Protection Agency, and the Hydromet Department are conducting an assessment. CDC's Senior Response Officer, Salim October, disclosed that the eruption was as a result of a Brazilian company drilling a well at the location. He noted that the EPA is liaising closely with the Regional Environmental Officer. As information becomes available, an updated story will be posted on our website. We now tell you that the Barometer Village Council will be implementing a toll gate to monitor alcohol and other illicit drugs entering the village.
The Barometer Village in Barima Waini Region 1 received a sum of $1 million to assist in the construction of the toll booth. Tushao Charmaine Rambajo explained that the initiative is part of the village's 2019 capital works under the Presidential Grant Program.
We are constructing a new entrance gate 8 miles from central Barometer, and we hope this can monitor the influx of alcohol and strangers coming into our village through the road day and night.
Minister of Indigenous Peoples Affairs Sidney Alicock commended the Village Council for moving ahead with the implementation of the facility and emphasized the importance of maintaining law and order within the village.
I would like to also ask you not to hide those stories that you have been hiding. You have the police, you have your own police here. Work to get things right. Too much alcohol is being consumed in this community.
Additionally, the Village Council received a computer along with accessories and a printer for the school and a guitar for the cultural group. Barometer is the largest indigenous settlement in Guyana with a population of about 4,000 people spreading across 22 satellite villages. Its main economic activities are mining, traditional farming, and hunting. Shaquille Bourne for InfoHub.
Still to come, Tushan Phase 2 road works nearing completion, and the wait for Moruca's first cassava processing factory is finally over. Details of these and more after the break.
Are you ready to embark on a truly epic adventure to an undiscovered corner of South America, where some of the most spectacular natural attractions are unveiled within a beautifully diverse landscape? From the wetlands and savannas to the ancient mountains magnificent waterways, and lush, enriching rainforest. Would provide a vast playground for some of the most exotic and breathtaking creatures on the planet, including many of the world's giant species. This untouched land of mystery and wonder serves up an exclusive experience for travelers. So are you ready for a new, awe-inspiring adventure? Welcome back to nature. Welcome to Guyana.
Welcome back. Tushan Phase 2 roadworks are 90% complete following the intervention of the regional administration. Shaquille Bourne was in Region 3 and has that story.
In the community of Tushan, major works were undertaken by the coalition government to upgrade the road networks that were previously in a deplorable state.
A young sailor from the village that plies his trade in Bartica opened up about the difficulties his community endured due to the dilapidated roads.
Yeah, them whole went wrong here. School train and thing can't go there. The road went real bad, all when rainfall, all them hole full up with water. Enough people feel real nice the road done, because at least school train and thing could walk.
Jessica, a mother of 3 who occasionally visits family from the community, recounted her experience as well.
The last time when I there around this side, yeah, road used to look bad. And right now it looking proper now. It looking better.
InfoHub got a chance to meet with one of the taxi drivers who traverses the Tushan scheme.
Cars don't really come in at the time, so now how it done, we dropping in passenger actually to spot. It's beneficial, we good to, because there's less maintenance on the vehicle.
With roadworks 90% completed by the Central Housing and Planning Authority, CHNPA, Regional Information Officer Ganesh Mahipal explained the reason behind the transformative project.
Phase 2 is a community that is a very good distance away from the main road, and it is a community that was basically neglected for a long period of time, and we have recognized that they were neglected, and we therefore diverted some resources to the community to better their lives in the form of providing them with easy access to taxi service and various other means of transportation.
CHNPA's developmental plans for 2019 include the upgrade of asphalted roads, drainage improvement, and the construction of sidewalks in many communities. Shaquille Bourne for InfoHub.
The wait for Moruca's first cassava processing factory is finally over as the facility is now completed.
The wait for Moruca's first cassava processing factory is finally over as the facility is now completed. The Ministry of Indigenous Peoples Affairs invested approximately $10 million to have the Moruca Cassava Processing Factory completed. Minister within the ministry, Valerie Garrido-Lowe, visited Quebana and inspected the new factory. The cassava processing factory was completed with assistance by the residents in Quebana. This year, the government invested an additional $60 million towards the conclusion of the project. The factory will produce cassava flour in Region 2 with additional products such as casrip, starch, and other cassava byproducts. Not only will residents in Quebana benefit from the production, but persons from Mabaruma, Port Kaituma, and Matthews Ridge will also benefit. With the establishment of this factory, more residents in the Moruca district will get access to employment opportunities. For InfoHub, Aliyah Hamilton.
The Department of Labor spotlights achievements in the sector, citing the Russian bauxite company Rusal dilemma as the most recent matter put to rest through investigations and union intervention.
Rusal will remain an outstanding area of success for this ministry, but it's not the only area of success. We have had successes in many other areas. In terms of Labor Department, for example, we have been able to conduct a tremendous amount of visits to employers.
Minister within the Ministry of Social Protection with responsibility for labor, Keith Scott. In an interview with InfoHub, the minister highlighted that it was important that the Russian bauxite company Rusal adhered to Guyana's labor laws and acknowledged the role of the Guyana Labor Union, GLU.
Rusal, when he came here, was untouchable. And it is I who put Roussel on the front burner. When I called in Roussel, they came, I realized that there was no proper representation that existed for the workers at the then time. No union was respected in terms of operating at Roussel. No union could have even visited the site. No union could have rescued or prevented any discrimination that was meted out to employees.
Minister Scott pointed out that with the government's intervention, Roussel agreed to recognize the Guyana Bauxite and General Workers Union, and the two parties had their first bilateral meeting in March. For InfoHub, Ayana George.
Unemployment, security issues, and infrastructural development will be addressed in Constituency 15 as Councillor Celisa Hall collaborates with residents and businesses to be part of the solution. Here is our final report.
Addressing the issue of unemployment, Hall said since taking office, there has been several job fairs hosted at Agricola to encourage persons in the communities to come out and seek employment.
From the time I took office, myself and the chairman for the party group, we've worked in getting some boys to attend interviews. Some did not go, while some went. And we have persons being attached at the hospital. Persons are right at Gafour's. We had, in the job fair, I was disappointed that some of them did not come out because Gafour's were there and they were offering jobs. At least 100 jobs were being.
Just recently, a youth was employed with Gafour's. Also in the pipelines for youth development is the establishment of a steel pan group, which was promised by the director of the Demerara Harbour Bridge. Security is one of the major issues in Constituency 15, and Hall expressed the view that while efforts were being made to combat violence and crime, enough is not being done. As a constituency, she and her team are currently seeking other ways of addressing security in these areas. Persons, she noted, are reluctant in forming a community policing group due to past experiences.
Development is slow. Change is slow. Eventually, we may have them to change their mind and become receptive to everything that is happening around them.
Kippany Jordan, InfoHub.
That's all for today. Connect with us on WhatsApp, Facebook, and YouTube. Much more news on our website, dpi.gov.gy, and pop over to Instagram for the latest photo updates at DPI Guyana. Your bridge and weather reports are up next. Goodbye.